Hello, welcome to the May Parks and Recs Commission meeting. Can I get a motion to begin?
Sure.
Second.
And that's, okay.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, I took your spot.
Slow there.
Yeah, at work. I'm a little slower today. Yeah, at work.
All right, I'm gonna take roll call. Kate Smith here, Sue McFadden, Robert Smith,
Here.
Dennis Kapelinski,
Here.
John Jones,
Here.
Jennifer McConnell,
Here.
Bradley Chason,
Here.
Kathy Duran,
Here.
Mark Jacobs.
Here.
Somebody like to approve the April minutes?
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve.
And I'll second.
Okay. Moving on to financial reports.
All right, so for revenue for May, for the ice arena, just wanted to put it out there that we had closed most of our programming as of May 10th because we had our ice showcase. And that involves us taking out all the glass and putting up a drape on the back side of the ice arena, so then that way they have like a curtain basically to go in and out of. So that's where you might see some of our numbers are a little lower. So just kind of running through these. For freestyle ice, for the figure skating, we got 1,131. Adult softball, that was actually the very beginning of summer league. So spring has already been paid up in full. So we've opened up registration for our summer league, and we're already starting to look really good for summer as well. Open skate, we got 212. That kind of started to, kind of fizzle out a little bit towards once it got warmer out. So people don't really want to go skating all that often when it's that warm. Pavilion rentals, those are still doing really well. Our main pavilion is pretty much booked up all summer. We're just filling in where we can with the smaller pavilions, so that's a great problem to have. Sticks and pucks, that was just 288. Drop in hockey, 572. Concessions, 681. And then adult hockey revenue was 410, and that was just a last payment because that was pretty much done. So.
Any questions or comments regarding revenue for the ice arena? Okay, moving on to Maplewood.
All right, Maplewood, for craft night, we received $12. That I believe was for 3 or 4 kids for that program. Parents' night out, that was $80. That was for 8 kids. The pantry received donations totaling $10,384, and actually one of the donations was for $10,000.
That's wonderful.
Yes. So that continues to flourish with donations and stuff like that, which we all definitely appreciate. So with aerobics, that's just a one drop-in fee. So with cardio strength, with most of our fitness programs, we're trying to rebrand them a little bit to kind of get some more excitement to those, because they kind of fizzled out toward during COVID. So we're trying to rebrand them and kind of get them more intriguing for people to try out and come and experience. So with cardio strength, we got $70. Yoga was $54. Kickboxing was $6. So kickboxing and aerobics aren't our great ones going on right now. With that being said, we've actually, with the next item, it's a fitness punch card. So what we did last summer was we had a lot of our fitness classes out at the pavilions, just so then that way it's the fresh air, people have a little bit more space and that kind of thing. And what we were doing is we were having it be a drop-in to where people would come and pay when they arrived. I wasn't comfortable with staff having cash on them out there at the pavilion, just because you never know. And and it's one more staff member that we have to have out there to collect the money, and then Deb can teach and do that thing. So we created these fitness punch cards to where they get, I believe it's 10 visits, and they can pay for them either at Maplewood or at the ice arena. And basically they come to class, and then Deb or the instructor will just punch it. And then once they use their 10 visits up, then they can go buy a new one. So then that way it makes it to where we don't have to have cash on hand, and then that way people can still come try out the class. And it can be used for any of our fitness classes.
Okay.
So
I think it's a really cool idea.
Yes, it is.
Do they get a discount for purchasing 10?
yes, I think it boils down to a little bit of a price break. Yep. Seniors Club 1, this was just donations that we get for all these senior volunteer groups. So our senior red hats was $9. Senior fitness room was $53. We have opened up that room like completely. We used to only do sign in and we take your ID and then you go back and then you come back and drop off the key. Right now we're just opening it up because we're just not getting the people to really warrant really limiting it. We maybe get 5 people in there at a time, and that's on a very busy.
Well, it's tough in this, starting the summer too.
Right.
Probably in the fall it'll pick up some.
Right, so we wanted to open that back up for everybody, so we'll see that number hopefully increase a little bit more too.
For just seniors, right? That's
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Senior tops, that was at $29, and Tai Chi was at $181. Arthritis exercise for $13. Mackinac trip, we actually have 2 rooms reserved for the Mackinac trip, the Grand Experience, that is for 55 and up. So if you know of anybody that would be interested in that trip, the deadline is going to be June 1st. So that is up and coming. And you get to stay at the Grand Hotel, which is really cool. So
Does that cost you anything to run that event?
no, we actually get revenue from it. So like, it's not like a substantial amount, but it's still another offering that we can offer to the public. And then I think we get like 10 or 15 bucks per person to go towards us as a department. We didn't want to make it really significant because it's just going to make the price go up even higher. So,
Is this like the first time you've ever offered that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, we wanted to try it last year and then COVID happened, so we couldn't do it.
Can I ask a question? Where can you get tickets for that?
For the Grand Experience, you can call the Maplewood Community Center and they can provide all that information for you. Yeah, no problem. Pickleball drop-in, that is no longer happening just because that is more or less an outside thing right now. We are thinking about maybe doing it at the ice arena now that we'll be having air conditioning. So we'll be
Oh, yeah, that's a good
offering
idea.
that as another nightly activity for us to have over there.
Pickleball is like super popular.
It
among
is.
Older people, so.
And honestly, it's really fun, even if you're a young kid.
I've never
Like,
played, but people talk about it a lot.
should. It's a blast. It's like a cross between badminton and tennis. It's a slower pace, but it's still fun, man. You can make people run and go back and forth. You'll get a workout.
Great, let's play, Brad.
I'm down whenever. Instructions. This was for resident, non-resident, and then the Recital. We just opened up the Recital tickets, so this isn't the significant portion. There'll be more coming in, so you'll see that next month.
I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
The Parents' Night Out, are you going to continue that through the summer months as well?
As of right now, I think we're gonna hold off on the summer months because Faith, who's the one that actually organizes it, she is gonna be running summer camp all summer.
Oh, okay.
So that might put a lot on her plate in order to have her do it. So we'll probably put a pause on it for right now.
Is she running summer heat?
No, she's running Camp GC,
Okay.
which we do have summer heat and then Camp GC. So,
All right, and then the senior fitness room, I know you mentioned just leaving the door unlocked, you know. Now, those, is it still strictly for seniors 55 and older?
yes,
Okay, thank
Yep.
you.
no problem. And then the last thing was the thrift store. They just recently had a sidewalk sale where I think they got $211 for the sidewalk sale. And it was only for 3 hours on a Saturday. So I thought that was really good for them. They were able to sell some stuff. So, yeah, that's all for revenue.
Any questions or comments? Okay, moving on to expenditures.
All right. So for the ice arena, we had Stardust Theater Rentals. We are going to be renting an inflatable movie screen to do some movies in the park, which you'll find out the days and later on in the agenda. But we'll do a July, August, and a September date. So then that way it'll be free to the public. We'll probably provide some refreshments as option to buy, so like some popcorn, pop, water, that kind of stuff. Maybe a hot dog or two. So
Like to see a margarita truck there. Or, the 21 and
I don't
older
want you
crowd.
to get too rowdy over there.
So that 3,000 is for the whole summer, right? All
Yep.
three.
That covers
times?
all 3 of the days. So it's like 1,000.
16.
Huh?
1,016.
Yes.
And what days are you gonna have? Do you have dates?
Yes. Yeah. That's in.
It's farther down in the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's July 10th, August 14th, and September 18th.
Under new business.
Do you know
And
what, I'm sorry, do you know what movies you plan on showing?
That is the $1 million question. We're still in process of figuring that out. It's going to be family friendly, to where everybody can bring their kids and stuff like that. So we're just trying to figure out the best movies to do for that. So
Yes, I agree.
How large is that screen?
it's 32 feet.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
where is it, where, are you gonna put it up in the park?
Yeah, it'll be in City Park.
Where?
We're thinking over by the open field that's
Oh, okay.
north of the softball parking lot.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
we're thinking right now, but we have to have 2 20-amp services in order to run the blower, all the electrical and everything for that. So we just need to make sure that it can function there. If not, maybe over by the ice arena, we'll figure out a spot for it. But yeah, we just literally signed the papers last week, Wednesday.
And then people can bring their own lawn chairs and,
Yep.
or else sit on the lawn or whatever.
Absolutely. Yep. So,
These people come out and set it all up and take it down and everything?
yeah, that's the great thing about it is if there's any technical issues, they deal with it. Like we
Great.
just, we make sure that they have everything that they need. But yeah, they set it up, tear it down, drive it away.
And it's gonna be free to the public?
Yep. So that is that's coming down the pipe. Sunbelt Rentals, this is for a lift and a scrubber for the scrubber was for when we took out the ice. We always use the Bobcat to lift it all out and take it out, but then there's all this residual water and white paint, so we run a scrubber to come and clean up the rest of it and make it look nice out there because we're going to be using it for other activities over the summer. So, and the lift was to use that to put up the curtains for the ice show, or the showcase for the figure skating club. So they got to be able to get up to the ceiling to hang the curtains and stuff like that. So,
No, I'm sorry, never mind.
okay.
Never mind.
Allied Eagle Supply, that is our cleaning supply vendor that we're using now. We did use B&R before, but we're going to move to these guys. Working with Mards, they were a little bit cheaper for us, so that's why we went to that route. So, M Parks, the 805, that is for the membership for the State Association for Parks and Recreation that I'm a part of. So that covers me and then 4 other full-time staff. So
Is that an annual payment?
yes, yep. Facebook, that was just for a boost, I believe, for our sand volleyball league that we were trying to put on. And it did not end up going, but that was just the boost from trying to get people more aware of the program that we offered on Facebook. So, Tractor Supply. So this is for 2 sets of boots for myself and Mike Downey, because we were at the ice arena starting to take out the ice, and we realized last year the boots that we had were not good at all, and they had holes in them. So I wanted to buy a decent pair, so then that way we could be our feet dry, and also making sure that they're still grippy on the bottom.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, you sure don't want to slip.
Ayers, this is for a future program that we're going to offer in the fall. It's called an egg haunt, and basically we ordered 10,000 more eggs, so it's kind of like similar to our Easter egg hunt, but they're purple and orange. And what we're going to do is order 4-inch glow sticks. Yep. And then that way we're going to turn out all the lights in City Park and pretty much put them out into all the fields, the softball fields. And then the kids will actually find them by putting down their light on the ground
Oh, that's nice.
to find them. So just something a little bit more fun to do.
Do you have a date for that yet?
We do not. It's going to be in October, probably the Saturday before Halloween, but we just got to narrow down that date and make sure. But I'll have that later on. Sam's Club, that's just a purchase for a concession stand for softball and stuff like that. So,
Any questions or comments regarding expenditures? Okay. Moving on to expenditures for the Maplewood Center.
yep. So craft night, we had supplies equaling out to be $10.98. Parents' night out was $33.96. Aerobics was $60.75. Cardio strength, $87.75. Yoga was $400. This was actually a payment for this past month and the month prior to that, so don't think that we're paying the yoga instructor $400 a month. That would be way too much. Kickboxing, that was $58.50. Fitness punch card, that was just purchasing the paper, so then that way we could have some thicker kind of cardstock material. That was the $9.60 for that. Tai Chi instructor, that was $120. Arthritis instructor was $240, but that is actually covered through the Senior Alliance, so that is just a payment. It's kind of weird. We pay them, and then they, I believe, reimburse us over and above what we paid. So then that way, it's actually, they're covering the cost of the instructor and then some. So, ballet camp supplies, that was $75.12. Baggies and suckers, that's for the dance classes. Flowers, that was for the recital pre-order, just for all the kids that are participating. Mirrors, gifts, and tote, that's again for the dance program. Vending machine, that was for, I believe, some product for the vending machine, yes. Then room rentals, I think that is on the wrong one. I think that should have been in revenue, so that's my fault. And then Gleaners and Gordon's, that's again just some more purchases for the pantry for food. So that's usually where we order from.
What were the aerobics purchase? What was that for?
That is for instructor.
Oh, I
fees.
see.
Yep,
Okay.
that's just to pay their hourly rate.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have been for some materials or something. Thank you.
Yep.
The Gleaners and the Gordons, is that like a donation almost from Parks and Recs to the food pantry then, or are you just?
Nope, the pantry has their own separate budget line. So they go out and they purchase their own food to put into the pantry, so then that way they have fresh fresh food all the time. So they order it by the case, like canned goods, your vegetables, your fruits, your peaches and stuff like that. Any kind of noodles or anything like that, they go out and they purchase it from Gleaners, so then that way they can have that product in the pantry if they get low on it. So,
And Gordon's, is that for the
pantry as well.
pantry as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the little things that they can't get from Gleaners that they know is popular with the people that come to the pantry. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions or comments regarding expenditures from Maplewood? Moving on to program reports.
All right, we had Arbor Day on the last Friday of April, and we planted a tulip tree over at Banner Park. We tried to have it be like a public event, but unfortunately nobody showed up. So myself and Mike Downey decided to plant the tree on our own and gave it a little blessing, and hopefully it grows nice and strong. And
You take pictures?
we did. We posted those up on Facebook. So
Is there any chance you're going to plant any more over there?
yeah, there's plans for us to start buying more trees on a regular basis. We just don't have a written down plan.
I'd really like to see some over by the playground, because there's just no shade there for, grandparents or parents that bring the kids up there. It's pretty intense.
The same for Florence.
Yep.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I was happy to see that there was a picnic bench over there today,
Oh, good.
which is good.
Yeah. Cool. Parents' Night Out, that was the second Friday in May. That had 8 kids, so, and we kind of talked about that from revenue side already. But that just, it continues to slowly grow, and we hope once we bring it back in the fall, we're gonna market it like crazy, so then that way parents will know that they have an opportunity to get a night out, and very inexpensively. We only charge $10 a kid, and for any kids that are siblings or anything like that, it's $5 for each sibling.
Okay.
So, very significant, inexpensive events, and we feed the kids and we play games with them and stuff like that throughout the 4 hours that we have them. So,
It'd be good now that more things are open with COVID.
Yes, I agree.
so we're open.
Lessening.
Yep. Figure skating showcase, that was last week. I'm sorry, that was May 12th. And that had a great turnout. Lots of parents in the stands to sit there and watch, and I think it, for what it had to be, I think it was a great showing. And unfortunately, we couldn't do the competition, but we were still able to put something on for the kids, and I think they did a great job with it. So, we definitely look forward to doing that next year, and hopefully we can do the competition next year.
Yeah, back to normal.
Yep. Seeds and Sprouts, that was this past weekend. We had that full, that had 12 kids in it, and that was with the Kiwanis Club. And from what I saw, I wasn't in town, it looked like it was a blast. And from what Megan has mentioned, she thought it was going to be a great opportunity for us to work with Kiwanis and team up with that kind of stuff. So I think that'll be something that we offer in the future as well, and continue to team up with that kind of stuff. So.
Questions or comments regarding program reports? Okay, moving on to old business.
All right, City Park netting for field number 4. This was the field that has the netting that backs up to the houses that are along Henry Ruff. We were able to get all 3 bands of netting all the way up to as high as we could get up into the lights, and be able to be even higher now. So hopefully we'll be able to catch more balls from going over and going into people's backyards and stuff like that. So that has been officially installed as of last week. Helen Park. So I had put in your guys' packet this picture and then this picture. We'll go over this diagram first. So basically, when we got the money from Wayne County, we wanted to initially just put a sidewalk through Helen Park, so then that way people could access it, not only from Helen Street, but also from, I don't know what this other side street is. The other side closer where the playground is. But just being able to walk around the playground and being able to access it a lot easier. From us getting the additional funding from Wayne County and putting it towards Helen Park, I reached out to Alicia Bradford, who's our contact through Wayne County, and said, hey, this is only going to cost us about $21,000. Could we do some additional things with Helen Park with this funding, so then that way we can utilize all $33,000? So she said yes, and we talked about doing landscaping and doing some maybe shaded seating areas for Helen Park. So that's where this kind of comes out. This is an example that Ray had sent over to us as some shaded areas, which you'll see in the photo. He put it one over here and then one here. So we would have 2 near the playground area. So if you're a parent, you could sit there and watch the kids play and be in a shaded area at least.
Do you have a date for when this is gonna get started?
So that's the next step. They have given us the all clear to start the project, and what I would need to do is just go to city council, I believe, and talk with them about it. And then once that happens, we can go out for bid and then start that process very soon.
Okay.
Yep.
These little covered picnic tables, I think are really cool. It'd be nice to see, you know, more of them now throughout more
Yeah,
parks too.
that is nice.
Sure, absolutely. So I just wanted to share that, you know, the idea and where it's coming from, and, you know, that way we're utilizing all the funding that we got from those guys and not, you know, leaving some to not be spent, so.
I like that flowers are going there too. That's nice. Or whatever, landscaping?
No, he did not. Oh, I think down towards Southgate. It was down there.
I would like to add that when the design comes in for the landscaped area, that nothing be planted that can't easily be maintained,
Yeah.
that grows maybe too quickly, or, I mean, it's sort of like Manor Park had all those bushes that were near the Manor sign. And then the bushes got so overwhelming, they kind of turn into trees, and they're just an eyesore then. So if, you know, maybe just something that can come up every year, maybe like a perennial, something that just doesn't require a lot of maintenance is what I'm saying.
I'm all for
Hostas can
Yes.
survive.
Yep. Yep.
Some ornamental grass.
Yep. So we'll definitely, once this gets a little bit further down the road, we'll talk about it again, but I want to go through council and let them know and get their blessing and move forward with it.
Will you hire a
I'll
company to
give
do
you all
it?
my snow on the mountain and you can never kill that stuff.
Does Garden City still have the garden club?
Yes, they do.
Maybe they would
Be
give
interested?
us some ideas of what the plan
Suggestions,
is.
yeah. Yeah, I actually had a conversation with Pat McCarge the other day, and she was more than willing to work with us to, if there's any kind of gardening or planting or of anything, she's more than willing to work with us, so I can definitely reach out to her and have her be a resource. Absolutely. All right, so that is Helen Park. And then for City Park, I just wanted to show you guys, this was the funding that we received this past year from Wayne County. So where this comes from is our City Park is going to be getting a grant to do that playground area at the big, this is like the substantial ADA compliant playground area that we're gonna have installed. And what that is including is the green and red pavilions. Those are gonna have ADA accessibility walkways installed with that playground. So what I wanted to use this money for is to take care of the main pavilion and the brown pavilion to have ADA accessibility as well, because that's one of our master plan things that we wanted to do for the city park was to make it sure it's ADA accessible. And this way, this would cover all of our pavilions to be ADA accessible.
Good idea.
And basically what you're looking at is the main pavilion will get 2 parking spaces, which are handicapped. And from those parking spaces, you'll have a walkway straight to the main pavilion. And then same thing with the brown pavilion, that'll have 2 parking spaces that are handicapped as well. And that will go straight to the brown pavilion, so then that way they can access that pavilion
Can
as
you
well.
refresh my memory, which one is the brown pavilion? Is
It's-
it by the post office?
Nope, it's the opposite. So
Okay,
the
it's-
brown is over by the green building, like after you go down the hill and you go around the corner, the brown one is right there on your left.
Okay.
Yep,
All right,
so, yeah,
thank you.
yep, no problem.
Do
So.
you want a date for that? Do you have to, it's the same process?
Yes, it'll be the same process that we haven't gotten the blessing from Wayne County just yet on, but the Helen Park one we have, so I can move forward with that one. But I wanted to let you guys know about what this was looking like for City Park, that additional funding from Wayne County. So, yeah, that's pretty much that. And then I am happy to announce the playground mulch has arrived for all of our park playground areas. The one that we're not gonna necessarily go for right away with mulch is City Park, just because if we're gonna do the renovation there, we don't wanna put like 20 yards of mulch there if we're just gonna tear it out
Yeah.
and not use it. So, I have seen it at Arcola, seen it at Florence, I believe, and then Manor. So I know that they were working on it last week, so.
Yeah, it's not a Kiwanis, or
Yep.
Kiwanis still doesn't have any yet either.
It doesn't? Okay.
So my question is, what is our plan for weed control?
That is our park attendants that just go and pull weeds. That is on their itinerary pretty much every other day, is going to each park.
So next time I do my report and there's weeds in there, somebody didn't do their job.
Well, you let me know and I will get on them about that.
You're
I
the
have no
last line of
problem.
defense, get down there.
That's right.
Got your last line of defense, get it out.
All you have to do is bend over.
All I gotta do is bring my spray can and I can take care of it. I own it.
All right, any questions or comments regarding old business? Okay, moving on to new business.
All right, so there have been talks about a downtown park being put in down by where the Lucky Squirrel usually is. And I'm not a part of it. It's more the DDA, but I just wanted to kind of make you guys aware of this. There have been talks about it. Nothing is, firm planned or anything like that. But there is an opportunity there to have a park for the DDA to design and hopefully build in the future. So it's something exciting, hopefully, and hopefully once we see some pictures of it and stuff like that, that'll get it a little bit more exciting. So just wanted to make you guys aware of that.
Is that,
Anything on it, Mark?
They have some preliminary drawings that, kind of like everything else, it's an idea of what they're starting with, and now I think they're tweaking like some of the parking areas, some other miscellaneous things in there, miscellaneous that they want to tweak and maybe make it more accessible to some of the businesses, more business friendly, stuff like that. But they do have an initial idea, concept drawing that they're gonna start tweaking with DDA. There's a couple of council people that are gonna be on the liaisons to that, and a few other people, I forget who else, but there's like a committee of 6 people or so, 7 people that are working on it.
I was curious, is the inspiration born for something for the kids to do while maybe these other things are going on down there?
It was born from our master plan years ago that kind of got pushed aside, that nobody really paid a lot, thought it was a future dream. Doc has pushed for it a lot, and
Have they been asking the public about this at all, or getting like the residents, their ideas?
not since it started, but I believe there's a couple residents on this committee. And then, like I say, when the committee comes to their agreement or idea, they'll bring it to a public hearing, and they'll probably have a slideshow that'll show everybody and take public comment. I know they,
Something like we did with the master plan.
something like that, yeah. And they'll have, like I say, I believe when they get it all set to what they want and what, I know they've talked to some of the business owners around there, so they're all aware of kind of the idea of what they're going for.
That's good.
So what they'll do is they'll bring it out and they'll probably do a slide presentation at a council meeting, show everybody what they're looking at, and take some public input, and then council input, and whoever else's input, and then go from there.
And it'd be built through the DDA then, through their funding and things.
I believe right now that's the plan. I don't think the city's planning on putting anything into it. It'll just be out of the DDA funds. They may have to take a loan out. It depends on.
Is that how big they want it, or
how big,
yeah?
how much money they want to spend on it. And the city doesn't have anything to do with that money, so it's,
Okay.
they may ask for some money, but as of right now, last I heard, they were not. It was all DDA.
There's a lot of events there, so I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Is this at Middleville and Ford there? Up that loop?
Do you know where we have our chili cook-off and the Lucky Squirrel events? And that whole parking area in that area.
There's not many shops available there.
Well, you have Beaumont right there, you have Joe D's, you have the Eyeglass Place, you have Tony's, you have a couple other buildings that are potentially being sold right now.
It could potentially bring in more business that way too. It could bring in more stores to be taken up with this park being there. So it's almost like, it's an attraction for people to want to come and be around that too.
Build it, they might come.
Yeah, you never know.
I think it'll be good for Lucky Squirrel,
Yes, yes.
Ice Arena?
Oh, sorry. Like we've talked about in previous meetings, the ice arena getting air conditioning has been started. And last week we installed the pads for the 2 units. And tomorrow morning at 7:30, they're going to start bringing in the units and installing those.
It'll be so great to use that building in the summer.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It was brutal for the
When
jump event.
Yes. It was brutal for cornhole. And you know how
And-
exhausting cornhole can be.
Yes.
It was,
But it's a big area, it's a big area that just isn't used in the summertime.
yeah.
12 ounce one take.
Yeah, right. Summer camp updates. So from, I would say, January, we started looking at hiring, no, I'm sorry, take that back. Early March. We wanted to hire camp counselors for our all-day camp that we wanted to put on this summer. Little did we know, it was going to be very difficult to find kids that are 18 and up to be counselors for this all-day camp. The reason why they have to be 18 and up is for the licensing through the state, because if you have an all-day camp, it's got to be licensed, and that's one of the requirements for any staff. If they're under the age of 18, they're counted as a participant. So that makes it very difficult for us to utilize younger staff. So with that said, we gave it up until, I think probably mid-April. We tried to find staff. We had about 20 to 25 interviews. 2 people showed up. So it's extremely tough. I mean, we thought we were going to have this plethora of pick of the litter, it was great, and people wouldn't show up. So we have since moved the camp to be a half-day camp, much like Summer Heat. So we're still going to be putting on 2 camps this summer. There's going to be Summer Heat, and then there's also going to be Camp GC, which Camp GC will be housed out of the ice arena at City Park, and then Summer Heat will be out of Maplewood, and that's through the FRC program. So we've got some registrations so far for Camp GC, so we're definitely looking forward to hopefully being able to run that all summer and make it successful.
How many kids can you have total for that?
Right now, we're shooting for 30. That's what our staffing levels are. And that's 30 each week. And it's a weekly camp, so if you're looking to register, you can register a week. So if there's 4th of July week and you go on vacation, you don't have to register for that week. So we try to make it at least a little bit flexible for families.
Is that for the whole summer cost? Is it one package?
Nope, you pay weekly. So I
Okay,
believe it's $79 and $94. So $79 for residents and then $94 for non-residents.
okay.
A week.
5 days a week?
Yep.
It's a good deal, that's for sure.
Nope.
That's really good.
Had to leave his kid off and $20 a day.
It's about $4.22 an hour. So,
That's a steal.
yeah.
Are you looking at 4 hours a day then on that?
No, that goes, yes, it is from 9 until 1 each day.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
Does Summer Heat charge for their camp?
They do, but it's a little bit of a different structure. There's an upfront registration fee, but it is not weekly like our camp will be, or like Camp GC is. Sorry.
I like that name.
Yeah. We went back and forth a lot with camp names, and we came down to that. It fits. Fitness punch cards, we kind of talked about that already, about, minimizing the amount of cash flow that we have out at the pavilions for the fitness classes. So that will hopefully continue to be popular and help people be able to utilize some of our fitness programs. I talked a little bit already about summer softball registration. It's now open, so if you're looking to put a team together, you can register at the ice arena. And then we had a meeting just last Thursday to start putting together ideas for programming in the ice arena. So like in the evenings, probably mostly. We've put together some ideas, and we're gonna start, putting together a plan. And I'll hopefully have something for you guys by next meeting to share with you guys what we're gonna be doing. It's gonna range anything from drop-in basketball to badminton to, we'd like to offer a dodgeball league for adults and for kids, to maybe offer it a night. And then maybe a street hockey league for those kids that are hockey players. It gives them an opportunity to play street hockey at the ice arena still. But it would probably be on foot instead of rollerblades because that concrete's so precious to us. So we don't want to do anything to mess that up. So, but that will be more to come for you guys.
So no roller skates or rollerblades on there?
Yeah, probably not. There are some sensors that we have out on the concrete floor that are very sensitive, and we'd hate for somebody to roll over those and break them, and
Yeah.
that'd be very expensive to fix.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, Maplewood hours of operation. So I wanted to bring this up to you guys. Currently, the Maplewood Community Center is open Monday through Thursday until 9 p.m. at night, and then till 8 p.m. on Fridays. And right now, we don't really have anything that goes until 9 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. And I just wondered what your guys' thoughts would be if we were to bring the closure time to 8 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock.
Nothing's going on, I don't see why not.
I agree.
That'd be a good idea. Yeah.
Does
Just close it
FRC,
at 8.
I'm sorry, does FRC have programming till 9?
They do not that I'm aware of, but it could be to where their program is the only thing in the building, and then once their program participants leave, they just lock up the building. If it's something that goes a little late, there could be an occasion to where we have like a special event that's a room rental that we would just stay open a little bit later, just so then that way we can cover that. But if it's just for right now, if there's nothing going on, we just close at 8.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. And then with Fridays, right now we close at 8. Would you guys be okay with 7 o'clock on Fridays? As long as we don't have anything going on.
Yep,
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's if there's nothing there.
especially in the summertime,
Yeah, right. Okay.
Because only people like is there in the daytime in the fitness center, the seniors.
Yeah, I mean, we have our senior programming throughout the day and morning, but we do have an occasional, like, evening program that goes on. Like, we had our kids' dodgeball league there on, I think it was Thursday nights. So that went until about 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock sometimes. We had our cornhole there during the winter. So there is occasionally some things, but we can be flexible with that and staff accordingly. So,
I used to exercise there almost every day.
oh, really?
I did at one point, yeah, until just prior to COVID, but it was nice to have it be open, till 9. When you get done, you eat, you come over there and you can exercise, it's air conditioned, I don't know about Friday, I don't know if is it just not busy enough yet? Not enough people really coming in yet for exercising outside of the senior,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
The se-
And if you can always change, we can always change the hours again.
Right, and we can be flexible on that. If we see an increase of attendance on things, and our room rentals start to volume up, like we want them to,
Yeah,
we can always reconvene on the hours of operation and say, hey, we're getting a little bit more popular, let's bump it back to 9 o'clock.
Yep.
And I'd totally be for it either way, so.
sounds good.
Okay.
Is the library open late in order?
I honestly, I do not know how late the
I do
library is
not know
open.
their hours, I don't think, 8 o'clock
8? Okay. So,
from the participant in the back. Thanks, Marge.
But the library holds that gate across, so you can enter where the library is, but you can't come in the main.
Maplewood, yeah.
Right.
Because
They have children's programs in there sometimes too, don't they? Computer and,
yeah, from what I
Right, I'm
understand.
not sure their hours.
their hours.
With COVID, it seems like everything
Everything's
sort of
changed,
has
yeah.
changed. It's hard to know what hours are a business or anything, really, even restaurants.
Gotcha.
So things pick up again.
Okay. Well, I will take that to council the next meeting and see if I can get their blessing as well, and then we'll kind of go from there. Movies in the park, this is something I kind of talked about earlier. Those will be the dates. The times will obviously be, later when it gets dark, because that's when the movies can be seen. Yes, after dusk. And, those will be good to go.
All 3 times they're gonna be in the same location?
As of right now, yes. There could be an opportunity for us to say, hey, we could do this at Rotary Park, just so then that way it brings those families around that park, that they could walk to go see a movie in the park, and then they can just walk home from there.
Yeah.
If we ever were purchase our own movie screen, which I'd love to in the future, I would love to be able to take it to each park and say, hey, these are the dates that we'll be at these parks, and we'll be showing movies at these times.
Right, if this is really popular, maybe that'll warrant that
Yes.
for next year.
So we kind of consider this as our trial run to see how popular it is, and hopefully it really is. So that's. We can definitely look into that in the future. So,
You also have to consider parking availability.
yes,
So if it's really popular,
right,
it's not really going to be worth to go to Rotary Park because there's very little parking there.
right, and that's where we hope that people would walk or bike to the event, so then that way they don't have to worry about
You're
parking.
hoping that the locals will,
Yeah, they'll come out and check it out.
the people will walk 2 blocks to see.
I don't think it's too big, you could potentially do the same movie, say twice a week if we purchased it, to do the same movie in the same park.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good, it's a good
You have
idea.
to have the same people going to different parks.
Right,
See the same movie probably isn't high, so
right.
something else to consider.
Absolutely. All right, on to the next one, brochure update. So this is our brochure, the playbook. So this is, we're gonna be starting to plan for the fall and winter brochure that we're gonna put together. We're hoping that it will be out by the beginning of August, so then that way families have enough time to register for programs and events for the upcoming year. What we are looking to do is investigate how much it would cost to be sent out to each household in Garden City, which roughly 10,300 and change households are in Garden City. So we've gotten a quote from the post office for just the mailing cost, but we're looking at other avenues to see if there's anything cheaper. And then also we would have to produce 10,000 brochures, which would be expensive. So, and to kind of do some comparisons, we did 250 brochures for $500. So that, and obviously the more you purchase,
Cheaper it is.
obviously you get a price break for that. But we would love to be able to put it into each household, so that way every single family could see what we're doing. So what we've looked into first is starting a sponsorship program. And we're gonna put together a sponsorship packet to go around to every single community business to say, hey, not only just for a brochure, but also for dasher boards at the ice arena, which is going to be year-round publicity instead of just the fall, winter, spring months. And then also doing banners at the softball diamonds, and then t-shirt backs on any of our kickball league, our kids dodgeball league, or adult dodgeball league. Anything that we provide a shirt for, they can be put on there for, a package or whatever. So that's something that we're currently working on. So I'll bring that to you guys as soon as we got that complete and share that with you as well. But hopefully bring some more sponsorship money, because right now we bring in, well, in past years, we've brought in about $4,000. So.
Mark,
All right, so, and then the other thing was the budget breakdown. I'm sure you guys saw that, which is right here. So I just wanted to take a moment and share with you guys what our approved budget is for next year. So this will start July 1st. So the top Excel spreadsheet is our operation funding. So you guys will see administration is 752, recreation programs, civic arena, seniors, community programs, FRC. So you'll see that not every single budget line has advertisements. not everyone has building maintenance repairs, but I wanted to show you guys what we were approved for starting July 1st, and that will be our yearly operational budget. So, yeah, just so you kind of get a gist of what it looks like.
Yeah, we used to get these. It's nice to have them again.
If there's any money left over, I would love to see some of it go towards park improvements or even those small master plan items that we had. I noticed that there's like nothing on here for that, and like for the park upkeep or park upgrades.
Yep.
So that would be.
Like almost earmarking it for,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
just
some
a
benches
nice little-
or things like
Something.
that.
Thanks for looking out for my park, I appreciate it.
It needs a paint job on that fence. We'll get it, John.
Yeah, that's absolutely something we can look into.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that COVID's been rough, so don't want to ask for too much, but it'd be nice to go back to that master plan, like Jen said a few months ago, you know, and start to really dive deep into that and
Yep.
make sure we're checking off some of those items.
Sure, absolutely. Do any of you have questions about the operating aspect, the top one? Okay. And then the bottom one, I wanted to share with you, as of last Thursday, when I put this together, these are the revenue numbers that we have so far current. That is our current number. And then what our goal number I put down for 21-22, that's what our goal is for next year. So obviously this year has not been friendly with us with COVID being closed up for months on end, but I wanted to be, you know, as much as open as I can with you guys, just so you guys see what we're looking at so far and what the goals are for next year.
I do have one question.
Yep.
Civility concession. How do you plan on tripling it? Or 3.5 times?
Well, the beauty of being open year-round now is we'll have 4 extra months of being open at the concession stand. So we'll have it open during the evening hours, so then that way we get more fun revenue from that.
And you weren't open,
Yeah, concession was closed.
it was closed.
Yes,
Yes,
So
yeah.
that probably would have been.
pretty close to what it is, what you
Probably
got
would have
here.
been twice as much as what.
You're saying instead of 10, it'd been 20?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yep,
So you're not looking at tripling, you're going probably a third more.
yeah,
And for concessions at movies at the park, would that go into that?
yep. We're gonna sell all these pretzels to this guy over here.
You spend a lot of money on taxes.
But no, we're looking to,
Soft baked pretzels, those easy, right?
yeah, we're trying to look at all the different aspects and what we can do better, and, you know, even looking at our concession stand, is there things that we sell more of and not a lot of? Like, we bought a lot of ice cream this past year, and I probably bought all of the Snickers ice cream bars. But nobody else would buy them, so I thought, oh, you know, it's my childhood favorite, I'm gonna buy them all. Like, I'll go down every day.
Somebody's got to buy them.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, so I mean, that might be a special order for me just to keep buying, and I'm cool with that. But, I mean, the other ice cream, it was tough to sell that. Like, when you're in an ice arena to sell ice cream, sometimes people aren't in the mood for that.
yes.
So, hopefully, we can sell some this summer when it's hot outside. Maybe kids will be interested in that and kind of go from there, so. But do you guys have any questions in regards to revenue side, the bottom line?
Nope.
Have you ever looked at what the other ice arenas sell?
That's gonna be part of our whole, like, development of, what do you sell, and see what they have, and see if we can. Because right now, we just buy from Gordon's and Sam's Club. There might be a place that's different that sells it only in this one area, and we might be able to capitalize on something too. Exactly, yep. So, yeah,
Thank you for including this.
yeah, no problem. And then, like our normal stuff, to-do list, is there anything that needing special attention that is not on your park inspection form?
Yep.
All right.
Always something.
Walkway.
coming through Henry Ruff, off of Henry Ruff, going into the park.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like weeding a little weeds, like down by the sidewalk from the fence, that brown fence. I noticed that yesterday.
Okay.
And I will get it if you want me to, but my hourly rate, man, is
No, no.
phenomenal.
There's poison ivy coming through there. Yeah.
Is it?
There's poison ivy.
Don't be picking
Yes.
anything out, you'll be in trouble.
Oh,
We'll get park attendants on that for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
tell them to dress coveragely.
Yes.
Is that all you had? Just the
Yes,
one thing? Okay, I was driving through City Park the other day and I noticed a man playing horseshoes. So then I looked at the horseshoe pits and they are bad.
Yeah.
Can we get some new ones?
We actually did not even install those. The guys that play that
Yeah,
there, they installed them.
yeah. We let them install them.
Yep.
A while back.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see somebody
Yeah.
using it.
Because I actually walked up to them last summer, because there was a couple of guys out there, and I said, hey, you guys ever want to do like a tournament or something like that? And like, they looked at me funny, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry if you don't want to do it, we don't have to. And he was like, oh, well, we actually installed these. And I'm like, oh. And like, so we had a back and forth, and they were great guys, but I'm like, if we can program something over there, that'd be great. And maybe we do some improvement to them to kind of, make it to where it's a little bit more desirable, and maybe offer a couple more. They only have 2 over there. So, but yeah, that's definitely something we can do.
There used to be one by the Dillon entrance, too.
That's where it is, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's not by the ice arena anymore, behind there?
I don't believe so, I think it's.
Yeah, it's over there.
All right.
But yeah, we can definitely look at that, see what we could do with that. Yep.
Okay, any questions or comments regarding new business? Okay, moving on to communications and upcoming events.
All right, so we are trying to do kickball once again. That's going to be our summer session. It's going to be on Fridays at 6:30, starting on June 11th. So if you have any adult friends that want to put together a team, they're more than welcome to come join us. It will be single games, and it's $200 for the season. And it's co-ed, but you only have to have one person of the opposite sex on the team. Last year, I think we required 3, and sometimes a little tough to have 3 girls each week or 3 guys each week. So we just put it down to 1 just to kind of make it a little easier for people. So that is that. And then the dance recital will be June 14th through the 17th. Lori has been working really hard on this, so it's going to be phenomenal. So we are definitely looking forward to having that on and putting that on at the ice arena. So and she was very happy.
During the week, eh?
Yes, it'll be in the evenings. I think the shows start at 5:30 or 6. Don't quote me on that.
6:30, I think.
6:30. So, yeah, that's just another awesome event that we'll be able to host in there now that we have a AC unit. And then just a friendly reminder that we're going to have field rentals for a girls softball tournament on June 25th through the 27th. So they'll be at City Park Fields on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and then at Fields 6 and 7 at Moeller on Saturday after 2 p.m. and Sunday all day.
What's the age group?
I believe teens, like 13 and up. It's a Livonia Storm.
Okay.
Yep. So. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and I just wanted to share one other thing with you guys. And this isn't on the agenda. I just thought about talking about it today. We're looking into putting together a mobile rec program. And what it would be is a mobile recreation program to where we could go to each one of our parks and be able to have a park day at each park. Say it's like a Saturday, June 28th from 9 until noon. We have inflatables, we have, giant Connect 4, chess, other activities and crafts, stuff like that. And, it might down the line, create an opportunity for block parties. If, your neighborhood wants to do a block party, you could rent this out, and we bring in, the inflatables, we have, the giant checkers. This is gonna be including, if we buy the inflatable movie screen down the road, that would be in the back of the trailer. So then that way it kind of provides we come to you instead. So that you don't have to always just go to the ice arena or City Park
Yeah,
or Maplewood.
that's a good idea.
We'll come to you as well and provide that opportunity for residents, so.
And you'd advertise it somehow?
Yep, absolutely. So this is still in the preliminary kind of stuff, but we're hopefully gonna have some dates and times, planned out by our next meeting. So, and I'll share those with you.
I really like the black party idea. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's all I have.
All right, any questions or comments regarding communications and upcoming events?
I guess another comment. A suggestion for the brochures. When my kids were at school, they used to get a school packet, and in the school packet was all these activities and things for the city. Is there any way we could implement the schools in this?
Want me to, I guess I can talk about that part. I actually am the president of the soccer club, so we try to promote our youth sports as well as GCYA and all of the different programs throughout the city. We used to be able to hand, the flyers in. I have personally seen throughout the schools, and I've actually put them in the kids' backpacks. The only way that those are actually going to go home is if the teachers have the time to put them in their backpacks. We spend hundreds of dollars on advertising for this, for all these different programs, and to get the kids to come in, it's a great idea. It works, it used to work well, but now that the teachers have their hands so full, they're short-staffed, these kids are not going home with these. We've witnessed, kids bringing home flyers a month later, and our program had already closed. So it's personally, I've seen it. I've tried to deliver it myself to these schools, in which I have. But there's a new system that the schools use, is every parent that has a student in the city is signed up, or they're asked to sign up through a program called In Touch. Just today, In Touch put out the Parks and Rec, activities through the schools. So for myself, with our soccer club, with the baseball, with the hockey, any of those programs, we give our electronic flyers to the schools. They then approve it, and then they will send it out electronically via text. They post it on their school site. So it's good. The flyers used to work. They did, and it was great. I mean, it was very time consuming. Yes, it cost, but we just found so many different times that it's just a waste of money now. Now everybody's got their phones. All the parents, they're looking and seeing all of that. The registration. We do get a lot from the electronic too. So. But if anyone wants to add, that was my personal, because I've lived it and I've seen it, and so, yeah, it is a good idea.
You're exactly right. I used to do marketing for the bowling alleys.
Yeah.
And the problem is they found more on the ground.
Oh, yes, oh, yes.
So then it was, well, do we let you continue giving out flyers because we're picking up more than what's going home?
Right,
So
yeah,
the day of the flyer going home with the kids doesn't happen anymore.
yeah,
It's unfortunate.
it is. No, they don't, no.
Well, and also, just so that you're aware, the brochure is on our website as well. So it's electronic, so then that way, if you didn't get the brochure in previous, postings, you can always go online and it'll be accessible there as well. So we want to do both. So then that way, because there are people out there that want to have that physical thing to look through, whether it just be something that sits on the counter and you just breeze through it, or it could be something you're more electronic based and you go on the website and you're able to check it out on there as well.
Or having copies that can sit up at Maplewood, so you can, that Maplewood's open during the day, so you're looking for events. And they do have that right now. I mean, you can walk into Maplewood and they have the twirly thing that has all the little flyers in there. So if you're ever looking for special events throughout the city, I know that's a great place to go up and check out, so.
So Maplewood is the hub then for all this, the activity?
Between Maplewood and the ice arena, both facilities have copies of the brochure currently. So, and they'll continue to have copies as well. So when we do the fall winter one, we're gonna have copies not only at both facilities, but we also have them here at City Hall as well.
I thought they were
Yep.
here.
So 3 locations.
Yep.
Any other comments or questions regarding communications and upcoming events? Okay, moving on to open discussion. Kathy, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, I was just concerned that the park, Manor Park, doesn't have any grass planted along the sidewalk there, and there's just a lot of weeds, pretty good-sized pickers, all growing where there should be grass.
Okay.
Manor,
Manor Park. Where they put that new.
where the new tree is nearby there.
Was that on their list to do grass seed after they put the sidewalk in? Great, Mark's
Yeah,
on
it's
it.
just pretty
Mark's
much
gonna handle it.
it's all hard dirt and pickers.
Or they just throw it. Yes.
Restoration is really hard with our construction projects of all sorts, from roads to sidewalks to everything. Apparently, it's really hard to grow grass for these guys. They can put concrete in, but they can't get grass to grow.
Yeah, well, we've had a good amount of rain.
It's got nothing to do with anything beside,
This grass seed would probably be a good start and some
Funny thing
rain.
about this one, so DTE did all those projects, right? I tried to buy that grass seed, because that grass seed grows, hard to kill. You can't buy it because what happens is, it's blended for DTE only, and DTE buys it by the truckload. So if you wanted to get that grass seed, because I know the guys that are making it, they're in Michigan.
well, you got that, you got the golf courses,
You
they
can't
have
get,
their
you
own
can't get
special
that.
blends.
Yeah, you can't get the same blend that DTE
But
has.
it doesn't have to do with the blend, it's,
But I'll tell you what,
when you're doing a project, you know, it's the restoration's the last thing, and it's like they skip by it. And
I watch those guys
They
at
have an issue
DTE,
with them.
they just threw it down by hand and that stuff grew, so it's gotta be a pretty good grass seed. I didn't see them rake it or do anything, it was just like,
Lastly,
You're coming down my street too, it is amazing.
did they rake it in? They just threw it by hand and said, hey.
Well, they did put a little bit of topsoil on there with it, but it grows really, like within days. It's amazing.
the other thing is that property that's adjacent to Manor Park, the weeds are really out of control again, all along the fence and,
Oh, the
Radio-
antenna.
radio
the
station.
yeah, what are they
Yeah.
building over there now?
That's an addition, I believe, to International Extrusion.
Okay,
That's across the street from the radio station.
oh, all right.
But the radio station, usually ordinance will give them their ticket, and they'll either pay us to do it at an exorbitant amount, or they'll finally get someone out there and do it.
There's trees and vines and weeds and debris and still that metal structure is there and that blue barrel's there. All of it still just looks really junky.
We'll get the ordinance on them. They know who to contact, because they've done it many times.
Yeah, we have that beautiful sidewalk that was put in along there, and it just, it gets overshadowed by all the weeds. And even the side that runs along the extrusion plant there, that's real bad. But that's all. Thank you.
And I have good news, as walking the track around City Park, it hasn't been a lot of waste, dog waste. So I guess they're using the bags now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so that was a good thing for me. That was my pet peeve.
Well, they've been down one bag dispenser since they ripped it out for the sidewalk. So we're gonna get that reinstalled, but
Okay.
that's
That
great to
makes
see
it a little
though.
better though, I didn't have to, you know.
All right.
I was just gonna say, the sidewalk around City Park looks great. And I see someone got the post office to trim all their
Yeah.
Oh, really?
stuff that was coming out of the fence. They were down there 2 days ago. Some And I was gonna stop and say, I was gonna comment for the Parks and Rec from doing it, but I saw it was a post office truck. So they trimmed that all up.
Well, they're not delivering mail, so.
Yeah,
That's so real.
yeah.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, I just have one thing.
Oh, we have somebody from the audience.
I have something to say too, so I'll wait.
Okay, as soon as we're done, we'll give the public a chance.
Oh, this is not the public, I'm sorry.
So the last meeting, I heard a lot of people say that we didn't need a sled hill because Heinz had one. So whether the sled hill happens or not, I just think this is a dangerous way to start thinking. We won't need playscapes then, because Heinz has a new playscape. We don't need anything, you know, because another city has it. We don't need a splash pad because Westland has one. So I just don't want to encourage this way of thinking going forward that would stop us from doing something. You know, we're getting a new playscape even though Heinz has one too. I want to see Parks and Recs flourish and Garden City offer everything. So that's all I have to say.
I do not have anything tonight. You're in luck.
I'm gonna join Jen unless we wanna talk about, do we wanna have summer meetings?
Yes.
I would like to.
There you go.
Yep.
Dennis?
What? You would like to have
meetings.
summer meetings?
Summer meetings.
It makes no
If
difference.
everybody's gonna be here, I'm good. It's-
Yeah, it makes no difference to me.
It doesn't matter. If
Well,
I'm here,
I'll
I'll
be
be.
here.
If I'm here, I'll be
If
here.
I'm here, if I'm in town.
It's the only thing I have.
All right.
I have nothing. We'll open it up to.
Hi, my name is Sharon Hegwood. I live at 30500 Florence, across from the park. I was here last month and we were talking about the long-term, just talking about moving trees. And I was the one that brought up the idea that we need the trees for the birds in our park. And I named several bird species, and this is just a few, but I thought I'd bring them so you could see, because I think they're important. And I also did some research on the taking down of older trees. They're doing that up north in Oscoda. I have a cabin up there, and they're removing trees. And so I found this letter, and I'm just going to read a short thing. It talks about old growth trees capture carbon, lowering our carbon footprint. We know that they take carbon dioxide out of the air and release oxygen. Cutting such a huge quantity of trees releases the carbon dioxide that is in that tree, leading to our greenhouse gases. A 65-year-old tree, when it's clear cut, emits 44.8 metric tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So I just want to encourage you to keep this before you. I know that it's not even in the works yet, but I want us to remember that our park is important, and the trees in our park are important, and the birds in our park are important. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody,
Hi, I actually have a few questions. My name is Kathy Kopchak. I live on Roslyn Street. You were talking about disabled parking over by the pavilions. Are those going to be paved spots?
Yes. Yeah, they're gonna be
Oh.
concrete.
Okay, I just was wondering about that. And the other thing is, at the last meeting, we mentioned about the RC car guys. Did you happen to catch up with them?
We have not yet.
Okay.
And I know that they just recently had some guys out there, but we can definitely reach out to them.
Okay.
There's been conversations about it.
Yeah, because they're really wearing quite, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're, so they obviously are there. I haven't seen them lately either.
Okay.
But I thought maybe since you spent more time there, might have run across them. The other thing is, and I can't pinpoint exactly when these things occur because I'm not there all the time, but I noticed that vandalism is quite an issue.
Yes.
And you were talking about an inflatable movie screen. Okay. Is that taken down immediately after the, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, that is
Oh,
gonna be
no,
a target.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
we would immediately take it down as soon as it was done.
Okay.
We'd pack it up and put it into a locked building, basically.
Okay.
To make sure it's safe.
Yeah, because I've been hearing reports about the bathroom, you know, like the main
Yeah,
bathroom
pool
at
house
Skate
bathroom.
Park,
Yeah.
having some issues, and I noticed a few of the park benches along the way, you know, along the path have kind of disappeared because somebody has smashed them in. I don't know how, they look so indestructible, and people find a way to destroy them. And, you know, I too am like this lady here too. Those oak trees in that park, I think are the identity to Garden City Park. I remember as a kid, I grew up in Dearborn Heights, right across from Mr. McKay's party store, across Inkster Road there. And at that time, it was a brand new sub in Dearborn Heights. So we had very few trees. But I always remember going through the residence, you know, in the streets of Garden City and seeing all the big mature trees and going, man, I love Garden City for that reason. Even as a kid, I enjoyed it. Yeah, and I remember those same trees in Garden City Park as a kid, and I'm 55 years old. So they've been around a long time, and it just would be nice if we could learn to appreciate them like cities such as Birmingham, Royal Oak, Farmington. Those cities actually really take really good care of even their city street trees. And it's part of the ambiance and the charm of the neighborhoods. And once you know, especially I've been noticing they've been clearing out a lot of the trees for the road construction over in near Farmington. And it's like you wipe out those trees and it's like, I hate to be blunt, but some of the houses are not all that appealing. So it actually makes them stand out even more. But if you want to cut down trees, we could use some trimming on the streets and just take care of the trees that we have instead of cutting down these beautiful, tall oak trees that, you know, provide so much pleasure for obviously the park users. So please reconsider that. Thanks. And you guys, you're doing a great job, by the way. Seems like you got a lot of activities going.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else wishing to speak?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Really? Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Thanks
Thank
again
you
for
guys
being
for
here.
coming.